The story we're covering today is sad and I think not talked about enough, especially with so many kids now converting to being transgender or getting involved in transgenderism. We don't talk about the fact that the person that they used to be is now dead, literally dead. Elon Musk, if you don't know, is moving all his companies out of California. And the reason why is because Gavin Newsom just passed a law saying if your kid transitions at school, they don't have to notify the parents. So they're talking about that. He's sitting down with Jordan Peterson. This is the richest man in the world, sitting down with one of the smartest men in the world, Jordan Peterson. And Elon Musk begins to tell him how he lost his son to transgenderism. Listen, let's watch and react. And I'll pause it in between. If you guys are like, why are you pausing it? It's due to copyright, fair use. I got to give a reaction and talk about this. And I have another really, really sad story to show you after. I do think this needs to be talked about and discussed because it's an epidemic right now in the world. Let's listen here.
And
Why are you willing to make this an issue?
And this is going into why are you making this an issue, the transgenderism thing and him moving his companies out of California.
Do you think?
I mean, well,
it's sort of like the natalist issue.
It happened to one of my older boys, where I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys, Xavier. This is before I had really any understanding of what was going on, and we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion. I was told, Xavier might commit suicide if he.
That was a lie right from the outset. No reliable clinician ever believed that. There was never any evidence for that.
And this is so sad how parents are being told that if you don't give your kid puberty blockers, if you don't give them treatment and surgery to literally get their private parts removed, that the kid might be suicidal. So the parents are thinking, I better do this so my kid doesn't, kill themselves.
And also, if there's a higher suicide rate, the reason is because of the underlying depression and anxiety and not because of the gender dysphoria. And every goddamn clinician knows that too. And they're too cowardly to come out and say it. Right. And so and then we end up in exactly when I saw that lie start to propagate, it just made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. It's like, I see. So you're telling parents that unless they agree to this radical transformation that their children are going to die, and you think that's moral and you think that's true. That is so pathological that it's almost incomprehensible. I can't imagine.
And the sad reality is they say that if you don't give your kid puberty blockers, put them on hormones, and get their genitals removed, then they're suicidal and going to kill themselves. But if you do those things, your child dies anyways because your child is no longer the child that you knew. It's a new person. It's absolutely sad, and we're going to see that right here.
Imagine anything worse. I can't imagine a therapist doing anything worse than that, or sitting by idly and remaining silent while his colleagues are doing it. It's pathetic.
It's incredibly evil, and I agree with you that people that have been promoting this should go to prison.
It won't stop till that happens.
Yeah.
It'll just go underground. Puberty blockers are being accessed online by kids all the time through non-medical channels. So yeah, It's not going to stop. Yeah. Okay, so I see. So that's
so I was tricked into doing this, it wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs. Anyway, and so I lost my son essentially. They call it deadnaming for a reason.
Yeah.
All right.
But let me explain to you what he's saying. So he's saying he lost a son, but he said they call it dead naming for a reason. Dead naming is when somebody transitions and then you use their old name. So, for example, you saw the Mr. Beast guy, Chris Tyson. He transitioned from Chris Tyson to, Ava or whatever her name is. I don't know. I don't even remember her name or his name now that calls himself a girl, still a boy. But so if you call him Chris, still, you're dead naming him because you're using the name of someone who's dead because he's no longer that person. So, literally, this transgenderism is a live suicide. You die, and now you're this new person. The old person's gone. And it's extremely sad that this is happening to parents and happening to people. And as you can see, he said, I lost my son. My son is gone. The guy I knew, the boy I knew is gone. And now here's this new person who's a girl, but not just a girl. New name, new identity, new clothes, new voice, new personality, new goals. Everything's is new. It's a new person. And the crazy part is, as Christians, we get born again and become a new person more like Christ. The devil's version, transgenderism, is the devil's version of being born again. Think about that. Transgenderism is the devil's version of being born again, because you are becoming a new person, but instead of the person that God wants you to be, you're the person the devil wants you to be, which is not who you were created to be. So this transgender agenda is demonic, it's satanic, it's wicked, and they're both calling it out. They're both calling it out. It's a wicked agenda. So that's what dead naming is. And you can get banned on platforms if you dead name someone. Like on Twitch, a streaming platform, if you call somebody by their name of who they used to be and they've transitioned, you can literally get banned for dead naming.
The reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead.
So
my son
sad.
Xavier is dead. Killed by the woke mind virus.
Let me play that again.
So my son Xavier is dead.
Listen closely to what he says here.
Your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead. Killed by the woke mind virus.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Killed by the woke mind virus. And I hate to make this political, but it is. This is 1000% what you don't see when the left agenda, political agenda, is promoting transgenderism. You don't see parents who lose their kids, who their kids die, but they can't even grieve because their kids are still alive as a new identity. It's beyond sad. It's beyond sad.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and there's lots of people in that situation now.
Right.
It's not pretty. And lots of demolished kids.
Yes.
Sickening.
Yeah, well, that's a good,
It's 1000% wicked, evil, and demonic. Just call it for what it is.
that's a good reason to be the final straw. All right, so let's...
So I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that. And we're making some progress.
I vow to destroy the woke mind virus. Now, this is a spiritual thing, so this can't be happening by just him bringing his companies out of California, which that's contributing to it because they pay a lot of money in taxes. But this is absolutely a spiritual matter going on. This is spiritual darkness, force of wickedness in heavenly places that are promoting this agenda.
Join the club.
Yeah.
Okay, let's end on something positive. You're shooting for Mars.
Okay, I want to show you something else. This is very, very sad. This was on Dr. Phil years ago. This is another case of a parent losing their kid to this. Now, Elon Musk calls it the woke mind virus. I call it a demonic spirit. I call it the devil's counterfeit being born again, is the transgender agenda. To get kids to convert, to take puberty blockers, to literally get their bodies mutilated. It should be illegal. Somehow it's not. This is a military dad's first time seeing his son who has become transgender. And this is very, very sad. Again, it's important to bring light to these things because it's happening all around us. And if we're just silent about it, it'll keep going on. These evil, wicked things need to be exposed and shown to the public so people will push back and go, that isn't right. But if it continues to stay in darkness and not be shown and goes on and on with millions of kids, then we're going to stay in the same place that we've been. But this is extremely sad, extremely sad.
What do you think that's doing?
Oh, let me play this. I'm on the wrong video. So this is the dad's first time seeing his son. It's so hard
You're fine. You reach it. Sit right here.
This is so sad.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Tell me what you're thinking and feeling right now, Gary.
What he's thinking and feeling is he's lost his son. This is a funeral. That's what it is. I mean, it's just tormenting for him to have to go through this, but this is a funeral because his son is no longer around anymore.
I'm hurt bad. Really bad.
What do you have to say?
Why?
I just want you to know that you didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong.
This right here is what the devil loves: to steal, kill, and destroy, to ruin families, to divide families, and to cause destruction. And this is what the spirit does. There is a spirit behind this agenda. There is a spirit behind this, what we're seeing in the culture, what we're seeing in politics, and we absolutely need to come against it in prayer. We need to come against it, seeking the Lord for revival. This is 1,000% demonic. 1,000% demonic.
What do you have to say about his reactions to this? I mean, you can see this is very raw for him. What are your feelings about the impact on your father, Gary?
I'm really hurt, and I was kind of scared, honestly. Just seeing his reaction, how I don't know if it was anger or if it was just upset.
What do you want from him?
Just absolutely sad. I can't play too much. Dr. Phil's notorious for copyright, so I'll get copyrighted already. I'm going to have to review it, appeal it just for playing that much. But guys, this is so heartbreaking. This is where we're at. This was a majorly viral clip of Elon Musk saying he lost his son to the woke mind virus. And now he's vowing to destroy that woke mind virus. We're living in a very, very dark time, a very, very evil, wicked time. We just need to call it for what it is. We need to speak out against it. The devil's running rampant. The devil's running loose, and we just need to pray that the Lord would send revival. This is a demonic spirit. There's deliverance. There's freedom available. If you're there going like, I don't know if I'm a boy, I'm a girl, and you're confused about your gender, there's something spiritual going on there, and you need to seek after deliverance. We have a deliverance map where you can get deliverance for free. Meet with somebody, deliveраncemap.com. I have a book comes out in November called How to Cast Out Demons. It's on Amazon. It's linked in the description. And make sure, guys, that you're in the lives. We're live Monday and Tuesday. We have thousands of hours of Bible teaching and preaching on the live tab. Oh, man, that's enough of the internet for today. We'll see you guys in the next video.